How you doing, everybody? My name is Carlos. I'm going to be leveling my CNC machine. Of course, this is my Haas VF1 with 4th axis. What I did was I bought me a Fowler leveler. It's a machinist precision leveler. Here it is right here. So this is what I'm going to use to level this machine out. So let's tackle it and see what it's going to do. So this is not my first time leveling a CNC machine, but first time by myself. And how the other CNC mechanics or CNC technicians came to level the machines. They didn't quite level it as I thought about leveling it. Of how I came about leveling it. Let's put it to that. So I'm going to do it my way, because I read up a little bit on how to level a CNC machine, and it's not just about using a level. You also have to sweep the bed 360 degrees. So today I'm just going to show you how to level it with my machinist leveler, and we're going to just tackle it from there. So let's get started and see what goes on, see how this goes. So let's get to it. Hey, how's everybody doing? It's about 8 o'clock. I started leveling this machine around 5:30. This is the machine. This is the machine I'm leveling. Alright. Here's my levels. This way is this way. So how I started leveling it, okay, of course, is through these. Let me show you. You see these leveling. You got the leveling pads. There's 1, 2. Here's the third one. And here's the 4th one, right? So I let these not touch the middle ones, because you got to sweep it for the middle. Because you're not done leveling it, you still have to sweep it. So they're barely not touching. I mean, you can see, I could just move it with my hand. They're not touching on both sides. So what I was doing is, alright, so how you start leveling this machine is, you gotta make sure your level is leveled. Make sure you level it on a piece of granite or something that's precision grounded, or you know, a piece of stone or something like that. And then what I kept doing was So I'll move it from side to side this way, right? And then I'll go up with it, and then I go from side to side. By me doing that, I could find which places need to be leveled. It's a lot easier to do it that way, where you're just doing it from corner to corner to corner to corner, right? And turning it, of course, 180 degrees. You level it from side to side, and of course, up to down. And how I got it, how I got it, you know, when you first started, how I kind of got it basic is by counting the teeth on the screws on the bottom of the machine. And when you count the teeth on the screws, make sure they're all the same teeth all the way around, and that's how I started it. So I started with 9 teeth all the way around, from the bottom of the jam nut to the top, of course, of the thread. So I started like that. Then I started tweaking it from side to side, going back and forth, up and down, up and down. Now, I wanted to show you exactly how to do it while making a video, but the video would have been almost 2 hours long, and it would have been, it's just super long. So that's how I did it. That's how I learned how to level. Now also, what you have to do is you have to sweep the table with your dial indicator, and you have to sweep the middle of it. So when you sweep your table, that's where the middle adjustments come in. Make sure the machine is not twisting, you know, back and forth, and make sure it's leveled all the way around. Usually my machinist told me just make sure they're just touching the pad and then tying up the jam nut. But of course, in theory, you know, you have to sweep it to see how far you're off from each side. So I'm gonna do it that way to get a really exact number on my dial indicator. So I'll show you on the next video how you do it with your dial indicator, how you sweep your table. So that's how I did it. And yeah. Oh yeah, and I forgot, make sure you stone your table with WD-40, and make sure it's nice and clean before you start leveling your machine. And make sure your leveler is nice and clean on the bottom of it. And, you know, any piece of or burr or anything would just throw it off, and then of course your machine is not level, you know. And also here's another, make sure your ground is level too. So that's a big thing. If your ground is not level, of course your machine won't be level. So I took those into considerations and make sure the ground was pretty clean before I set this machine on there. If there's anything I'm missing, or if you want to ask me something in the comments, please comment below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And of course, thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. Of course, God bless, and see you on the next.